Om Sadashivasamārambhāṃ Shankarācārya-madhyamāṃ Asmadācārya-paryantāṃ Vande Guru-paraṁparāṃ. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahavirjam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma pitvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaivasvataya Mrityave Brahma Vidyacharya Nachiketase cha. We are just finishing the last mantra of the second Valli of the second Adhyaya, 2.2.15. So that would be your page number, PDF page 46, line 2, Gita Press page 129, last paragraph. So let's chant this mantra first. Narayanji, who's next?
Manjulaji.
Yeah. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam.
न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकम्
नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः.
नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः
तमेव भान्तमनुभाति सर्वम्.
तमेव भान्तमनुभाति सर्वम्
तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति.
तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति.
So we were looking at this mantra and we completed the Bhaashyam. The Bhaashyam till the Sarvavidam Vibhati. Till that saw the Bhaashyam. So this mantra is talking about that Chaitanya Tattva, that Atma, which is called as Satyam Jnanam Anantam or Sat Chit Anandaha. So what is the nature of that Atma is mentioned in this beautiful mantra, which brings in all these celestial objects, sun, moon, lightning, etc. All these things are brought in. These are all the brilliant. Sun is the most self-luminous object that human beings know. Even though we know far away stars and all that, still the object that governs our life is the sun. That object that makes life possible on this earth is the sun. So, Suryaha. Then, na tatra Suryaha bhati. Even that sun's shine depends on Atma. That's the idea here. So, it's a grand statement. The grand statement that even scientists are struggling to figure out. And everything is illumined by the sun is the common idea, is the physical idea. That is true. Physically, it is true. But then if you go to who is aware of the sun, if you say, hey, the sun itself is not aware of the things that the sun illumines. Only you are aware of the things that the sun illumines. Hey, only you are aware of the fact that the sun is illumining. That you is needed, that Atma is needed. Okay. And so the sun itself cannot illumine darkness. You are the one who can say this is bright, this is dark, this is very bright, this is pitch dark. The sun cannot illumine the pitch dark area unless you give the opportunity to the sun. So all this a conscious being is required for that. So that is what is being said here. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. Having introduced that Atma in the first line, first half of this mantra, Natatra Suryo Bhati, then he's saying, Yama is saying, Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam. Sarvam Anubhati. Everything in this universe is revealed. Everything is revealed by that Atma. Tam Bhantam Anubhati. That which always is shining. Shining means what? Always is. Existence, always in the form of existence. Jo nitya shashvatoyam puranaha. Ajaha, later on, okay. Nityaha shashvatoyam puranaha. That always is. It's always there. Whether this, even when the sun disappears from the face of the solar system, even when the solar system disappears, yeah, someday it's going to disappear. It's a finite thing. Sun is a finite thing. It's constantly burning, burning, burning. Whatever hydrogen is there is getting burnt up. At a time, long late time later, it will be gone also. But not the Atma. Atma will still be there. Okay. So, Tasya Bhasa Sarvamidam Vibhati. Okay. Because of its awareness alone, everything else comes to your awareness. Okay. Which should be connected with the other idea of creation also. Everything is Mithya, Atma Satyam, Brahma Satyam. Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya. That you bring, and then this is Atma, because of which everything comes to my awareness. You bring both together, Atma and Brahma. That is what is Kshetrajñam chapi mam vitti sarva kshetreshu bharata, Bhagavad Gita. So that is a way to connect all these things. Therefore, this is a very important mantra, and it is we chant it in our daily prarthana also during Harati. So it's a reminder. Kutoyam Agni. How can I show you with this small little lamp? Even the sun cannot reveal you. And this lamp, how is it going to reveal you? Like that, it's a beautiful mantra. All right, this much we saw last time. Okay, so let's read the Bhaashyam starting from Yataha Evam. Yeah,
Mohan Saiji.
one side. Okay. Yataha Evam
यतः एवं
Tadeva Brahma Bhati Cha
तदेव ब्रह्म भाति च
Vibhati Cha
विभाति च
Karyagatena
कार्यगतेन
Vividhena Bhasa
विविधेन भाषा
Tasya Brahmanaha
तस्य ब्रह्मणः
Bharupatvam
भारूपत्वं
Swataha Avagamyate.
स्वतः अवगम्यते.
So, Bhagavan Bhashyakara is concluding this Bhashyam of this mantra with some statements. So, he's saying Yataha Evam. Yataha means because. Evam, because this is so. Because of this fact that we studied, because of this fact that Yama told us in this mantra, because this is so, means what? Because Atma is of this nature, which is the one that is self-evident. Self-evident. Everything else requires some light to become evident to me. The entire world needs to become evident. I need some light. I need some light to see things in this world. Okay. But then, Atma, no light is required. Somebody is asked, do you exist? You don't need. Let me get a flashlight. I will tell you then whether I exist or not. Nobody will say that. Let me get a torchlight. Let me turn on the lights. Yeah, I'm existing. Like that, nobody will say. Why? Because swataha bhati yataha evam. Because of this fact. Because this is so. Swaprakashakatvat. Because Atma is swaprakashaka. It shines by itself. Tadeva Brahma. Tadeva Brahma. That Atma alone is Brahma. Okay, from the previous mantras, we've seen some of that. Atma alone is Brahma, which is Jagat Karana. Why did you bring Brahma here? Hey, Brahma is Jagat Karana. Understanding Atma without understanding Brahma is half-baked understanding. And so, Tadeva Brahma. Okay. Atma Sakshi Rupena Bhati. Sakshi, I am the Sakshi of the entire universe. That is Atma. Brahma is Jagat Karana. So, Bhati cha Vibhati cha. Because he asked the question, what is the previous mantra? Look at the previous mantra number 14. Tadeta diti manyante anirdeshyam paramam sukham katham nu tad vijaniya kimu bhati vibhati va. He asked that question. Bhati vibhati va. Hey, does that Atma reveal itself? Bhati va? Vibhati va means what? It reveals itself in a manner that I can understand. If I don't understand all this, what's the use? It's of no use because I have come here to study from you. You are the one who is going to teach me. Therefore, am I going to understand this? Is it meant for my understanding? So that he is answering here. Brahma bhati cha vibhati cha. Yeah, that Atma which is Brahma shines, it reveals itself and reveals itself in a way that you can understand. This is not some theory. Not some theory. Again, this is a fact that has to be understood. And in what way? Karyagateena vividhena bhasa tasya brahmanaha bharupatvam swataha avagamyate. Swataha avagamyate. That self-effulgence of Atma. Okay, swataha. Swataha means what? By oneself. As a human being, I am a human being. I am a conscious being and I have a buddhi. And using the buddhi, it is avagamyate. It is understood. It can be understood. Only a human being can understand this. Swataha. If the Shastra says you are self-existent, you don't need anything else to exist. Your existence does not depend on anything else. My survival depends on a lot of things. It's not what we are talking about. Food is needed, so many things are needed. Oxygen is needed. That body survival, so many things are needed. But for Atma, nothing is needed. Why? Because Atma is self-existent. Okay. Tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. Okay. So, swataha avagamyate. Tasya brahmanaha bharupatvam. Tasya, that atmanaha brahmanaha, of that Brahma, bharupatvam, that nature of self-shining, self-effulgence, because of which everything else in this universe comes to light. Comes to light. Even to say something is, tree is, to say tree is, I must exist, first and foremost. To say tree is. Today is. You are there. Good morning. Okay. You must be there to say you are there. So, that bharupatvam, karyagatena vividhena bhasa tasya. So, karyagatena. So, Through karya here refers to the body. Karya means effect. Body is cause or effect. If somebody asks, it must be obvious. It must be obvious to us. Body is an effect. It's a product of the creation, and through that product, which means through this body, in which that consciousness is manifest. It's manifest. I can pinch. I can feel it. I can feel life here in this body. Okay. And I say body is conscious, but you're giving too much credit to the body. That's fine. That conscious body, karya gatena, through that conscious body, through that conscious mind, through that conscious being that's alive to the world. Instead of saying paranchikani vitrinat swayambho parang pashyati nantaratmam, Yama had already said that, hey, this guy is just out and out, just enjoying life, without understanding that this fellow is the source of all enjoyment. Okay, this guy is the source of ananda. And so, then avritta chakshuhu kaschid dhiraha. Okay, pause and then say, I am that source of ananda. Okay, so karya gatena means through this body only that's given to me, vividena, vividena. Because varieties of bodies, varieties of minds, every individual is different and unique. Okay, and so vividena bhasa, why that consciousness which is manifest in this body, why the way in which the so many bodies and minds are differently shining all right. Through that only, tasya bhasa, tasya brahmanaha bharupatvam swataha avagamyate. Because he asked the question, bhati va vibhati. There vibhati means how can I understand it? Atma is bhati. What about Atma? So let Atma bhati. Let Atma be. How does it mean to me? My life is what I am worried about. So he says, yeah. So Swataha avagamyate, the self-effulgence of Brahma, can be understood, can be discerned through this conscious body. We are all conscious bodies, have conscious bodies and minds. Through that, Atma can be discerned. The nature of Atma can be discerned, can be understood. Okay? Further, Shankaracharya has a few more things to say here. Let's read that. Nahi
Nahi
swataha avidyamanam
Sutaha avidyamanam
bhasanam
asanam
anyasya kartum shakyam
anyasya kartum shakyam
ghatadinam
kadadinam
anya avabhasakatva
anya avabhasakatva
adarshanaat
adarshanat
bharupanam.
arupanam
The press will say bhasana rupanam. Both are okay. Bharupanam
arupanam
cha
cha
adityadinam
adityadinam
taddarshanat.
darshanat
So Shankara is saying, nahi swataha avidyamanam bhasanam anyasya kartum shakyam. Saying, hey, that which cannot illuminate, swataha avidyamanam, that which innately is not shining. Okay, that which is not, the sun is shining, So that which doesn't have the capacity to shine cannot illuminate something else. That is a common experience, we know that. Swataha avidyamanam bhasanam. When something is not, it doesn't have the power to illuminate, doesn't shine by itself, then anyasya kartum na sakyam. Anyasya bhasanam kartum na shakyam. It cannot illuminate something else. It cannot brighten up something else. That seems pretty obvious. Okay. And So indeed, the heat is not possible. That which is already not bright to begin with cannot brighten something else. Okay? Like what? Gata dina anya avabhasakatva adarshanath. He's saying just like things like this pot, and it's dark, and then if it is dark, you can't say, let me get the pot out and then search for the things I want to search for in the dark room. Nobody says like that. Why? Because poor gata is there. It is there, and it needs to be lighted up by the light. So gata dinam anya avabhasakatvam. You don't see the pot and other objects having the capacity to brighten other things. Anya avabhasakatvam. Adarshanath. Darshanat means we know we can't see such a thing happening. We can't see these objects brightening up other objects. Okay. Bharupanam cha. But then there are other things like Adityadina, like sun, etc., which are all shining. Now here he is using the example of sun in a different manner. He's talking about the bright sun, right? And with the sun having the capacity to bring light, illuminate the entire universe, entire earth. So there he's that example here. So Adityadinam Bharupanam. Sun and other objects, other luminous objects in the sky. Okay. That darshana. You see that only objects like the sun and other things have the capacity to illumine others. Therefore, this Atma has that capacity to illumine others. And if the body is conscious, when you say, where does consciousness come from? A body is dead body. We all know that. If body were conscious always, then the body will never die. Therefore, that consciousness has to be borrowed. It can't be innate. It can't be a quality of the body itself. If it were the quality, that quality will never go. Oh, it's not like that. Body is borrowing that consciousness. Like all the light that is there out there is borrowed from the sun. Like that, he's concluding this Bhaashyam. And so this is a beautiful mantra which highlights, which tells the self-existent and self-illumining nature of Atma. Sat Chit, that Chaitanya Rupatvam comes out in this one. Chaitanya. Chaitanyam is what? Awareness. Sun is not aware of anything. Only the human conscious being is aware. Whatever is happening, this fellow is aware, fully aware. May not know how to explain, but aware. Aware for sure. Also aware of the things that I am not aware of. I'm aware of the awareness and I'm aware of the non-awareness. Everything, complete. Purushaha. That's why the guy is called Purushaha. All right. So, summary. That self-shining Atma illumines everything. That's the idea. All right, let's look at the Anvaya here. Tatra, Shankara says, Brahmani. Tatra Brahmani Suryaha. Brahma na bhati. Tatra Brahmani Suryaha Brahma na bhati. What is the meaning of that statement? Tatra Brahmani. With respect to this Brahma, when you are talking about this topic of Brahma, in that context, right? Saptami, Vishaya Saptami it is, right? This topic, when you talk about, when it comes to Brahma, then what? Suryaha Brahma na bhati. The sun cannot illumine Brahma. The sun cannot reveal Brahma. Okay, that's the way to understand that. All right. Chandra Tarakam Brahma na bhati. Semicolon. Chandra Tarakam Brahma na bhati. So Chandra Tarakam is the subject of the sentence. Brahma is the object of the sentence. Imaha Vidyutaha. These flashes of lightning. Imaha Vidyutaha. Brahma na bhanti. Brahma na bhanti. Okay. Now look. Full stop. Kutaha ayam agnihi brahma bhati. Kutaha ayam agnihi. Brahma bhati supplied. Brahma bhati supplied. Previously also, Brahma is supplied everywhere. So previously, Imaha Vidyutaha Brahma na bhanti. Brahma supplied. Before that, Chandra Tarakam Brahma na bhati. Brahma and bhati supplied. The first sentence, Brahmani and Brahma supplied. All right. Kutaha ayam agnihi Brahma bhati question mark. Idam sarvam bhantam tam bhantam tam parameshwaram within brackets parameshwaram eva anubhati tam sarvam bhantam tam parameshwaram eva anubhati. Parameshwaram supplied. Shankaracharya's word. So idam sarvam anubhati. That is the main sentence. Idam sarvam anubhati. All that is here shines after, is revealed by what? Tam bhantam parameshwaram. That already shining parameshwaram. Okay. Then last line. Tasya bhasa. Within brackets, Ditya. Or Jyotisha. Like that. Tasya bhasa Ditya, Shankaracharya's word. Idam Suryadi. Ditya supplied. Suryadi supplied. Idam Suryadi. Tasya bhasa Ditya idam Suryadi. Sarvam vibhati. Sarvam vibhati. Tasya bhasa Ditya idam Suryadi sarvam vibhati. Surya, Shankaracharya's words, all of this. Let's see it once again. Tatra Brahmani Suryaha Brahma na bhati. Semicolon. Chandra Tarakam Brahma na bhati. Semicolon. Imaha Vidyutaha Brahma na bhanti. Full stop. Kutaha ayam agnihi Brahma bhati question mark. Idam sarvam bhantam tam parameshwaram eva anubhati. Full stop. Tasya bhasa Ditya idam suryadi sarvam vibhati. So the last part, we may or may not have it in your notebook. Let me read that. Iti Srimat Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Govinda Bhagavat Pujyapada Shishya Srimat Acharya Shri Shankara Bhagavataha Kritau Kathopanishad Bhashye v2 Adhyaya v2 Valli Bhaashyam Samaptam. That is a It must be a Gita Press edition. So it completes, we complete the second Valli of the second Adhyaya of the Kathopanishad Bhaashyam, which was written by Sri Shankaracharya, who is a Shishya of Govindapada, who is a Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya, who is a itinerant, is a who is a Mahatma, does not stay in the same place. All right. Means who is a sannyasi. All right. So we're going to start the third Valli, which is the last, the sixth of the six Vallis of this Kathopanishad. So let's read that. The Sambandha Bhaashyam. स्थूलावधारणेन एव
स्थूलावधारणेन एव मूलावधारणं
वृक्षस्य क्रियते लोके यथा.
वृक्षस्य क्रियते लोके यथा.
I think yatha comes before in your notebook. Either way, वृक्षस्य यथा क्रियते. That's also fine. एवं
संसारकार्य
वृक्ष अवधारणेन तन्मूलस्य ब्रह्मणः स्वरूप अवधिधारयिषा
अवधिधारयिषया
इयं षष्ठी वल्ली आरभ्यते. So, Shankaracharya is introducing the sixth Valli. Yam Shashti Valli Arabhyate. This sixth Valli, the sixth section, Khanda, one Upanishad will say Khanda. Like that, many words are used. Sixth section of the start is begun. Like that, he's saying. And he's introducing the next mantra that's going to come. Urdhva Molo, like that, it's coming. Okay. Which we have seen in the Bhagavad Gita also. So it's not going to be new to you. And he's saying, by looking at the effect, by looking at the product, by looking at a product like pot, by looking at ornaments, you can figure out that there is a cause. Like that, he's saying. By looking at the product, or effect, you can figure out, you can infer the cause. Like that, he's saying. By looking at the qualities of the product, the magnificence of the product. If the ornaments are all shining, then you should say, like, what is this made of? That question we should ask. So the effect will make me ask the question about the cause. The effect should make me infer the nature of the cause. Like that, he's saying, using the tree as an example. Tree as an example for what? Of samsara. Samsara vrikshaha. It's very difficult to translate. For me, it is difficult to translate samsara into English. It's such a beautiful word. Life. How can you say life? World. Like this, if you say. Samyak sarati iti samsaraha. Hey, the person's journey, the jiva's journey is described by the word samsara. Hey, the jiva's journey is very complicated. It is governed by the past. It is governed by present. It is governed by so many things that are happening. And the person is responding to the world. And the journey is going to continue after death also. So karma is there, karma phalam is there, punyam, papam and all is there, and the constant interaction is there. Panchamaha Yajna is going on, done by this jiva. So much is there. All that is described by the word samsara. How can I say life? How can I say, how to translate it? So we're going to leave it like samsara. So that samsara is symbolized by the vriksha, by a tree, and by this Shwata tree, right? So he's saying, by looking at the samsara, just like when you look at the tree, you can ask the question, my God, what is the cause of this tree? Who created this tree? And somebody says, this little seed is that tree. Like that, somebody can tell if you want to know. Exactly like that. If you ask, by analyzing the samsara, by the life of the human, by this entire world, the cosmos, if you analyze, you will find the cause. You will be able to infer the cause. You will be able to understand the cause. That is what the essence. He is going to say that in this Sambandha Bhaashyam, right? So let's see. Tula avadharanena eva. Tula. Tula means literally cotton. Cotton is tula. Okay. But here, tulam means any product, any effect, any creation. Karyam in Sanskrit. Karya avadharanena eva. Avadharanam means what? Avagatihi. Avagati means what? Avagamanam. Avagamanam means what? Understanding, appreciation. When you appreciate a product, when you appreciate the creation, when you appreciate the vastness, the magnificence of this creation, Tula avadharanena eva, Mula avadharana. Look at the word Shankaracharya is using. Tula is effect, Mula is cause. Tula is product, Mula is cause. Karanam. Karanam, karya. Karya, karya. Mula avadharanam bhavati. You can say bhavati. By understanding the nature of the effect, you can understand the nature of the cause. By understanding effect, you can appreciate karanam, cause. That is what he's saying. Tula avadharanena eva moola avadharanam bhavati. Okay. Eva. That eva means by properly understanding. Proper analysis has to be done, obviously. And so, vrikshasya yatha kriyate. Okay, now he is bringing vrikshasya. Just as that Thula Vriksha, when the tree is properly analyzed, when the tree is looked at and it's analyzed, Yatha Kriyate Loke. Loke, in common, in our life, a tree, everybody understands what a tree is. And then if you understand the nature of the tree, Yatha Kriyate, just as it is done, okay, and then thereby understanding the cause of the tree, look at this. Evam. In that same manner, samsarya karya vriksha. Samsara karya vriksha. Hey, there is another tree, which is also a karyam, which is a creation only. It's called samsara. Samsara karya vriksha. Avadharanena. By understanding that samsara, okay, which is of course a karyam, which is a product. Tan moolasya brahmana. You know what? There is a moolam, there is a root, there is a cause of that samsara. There is the basis of this samsara called Brahma. Okay. Tan moolasya. That root, the root, samsara moolasya. That root, that cause of the samsara, which is Brahma, Swarupa avadhidhara ishaya. You have to put a word there. Avadhidhara ishaya. Iyam. Like that, you have to split that compound. Swarupa Avadidharayishaya. Okay, let's understand this. Avadidharayishaya means what? Dhru. Okay. Dhru is the root of this thing. And with an intention to ascertain the cause. That is the meaning of Avadidharayishaya. Avadidharayisha. Sanskrit students, if you want, you can look into it later. Ava, Dhru, Nich Pratyaya, San Pratyaya. Nich is causal. With a desire to know the Dharanam, Dharti, Dhru root is there. That which is the essence, the base of this entire universe, of this samsara. Get that that word. You can create a Sanskrit word just by keeping in mind what it is that you want to show. Shankaracharya uses avadidharayishaya, by a desire, with an intention to ascertain, to establish the nature of the cause of this world. Okay. Tanmulasya avadidharayishaya. Tanmulasya, cause of that samsara. World is a poor translation of samsara. Tanmulasya. And what is that mula? Brahma, Brahmana. With an intention to establish the nature of Brahma, which is the cause of that samsara. Okay. PM Shashti Valli Arabhe. This sixth Valli started. And so we saw this in the 15th chapter, first shloka starts, right? Urdhvamulamadash-shakam ashvattam prahuravyayam. That comes from this Upanishad. We shouldn't say Upanishad borrowed it from Bhagavad Gita. That wouldn't be a correct statement. Because Upanishad is Adi, Anadi. And so Upanishad came before Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is Smriti. It came at a time when Krishna came into being. And so Krishna's avatar itself is after so many avatars. And Rama, etc. was there. So Krishna borrows it. And Bhagavan Bhashyakara also. Commentary, Bhaashyam, he has written the Bhaashyam of the Bhagavad Gita also and of this Upanishad also. Now, he could have written the Bhaashyam of Bhagavad Gita before writing the Bhaashyam of Upanishad. It's possible. I've not heard one way or the other. I've not heard. But Swamiji in the passing says Shankaracharya borrows his commentary from the Bhagavad Gita. Like that, I've heard him say. So we'll have to look into that, those who are interested. Okay. So from that pratyaksha samsara, pratyaksha jagat, the apratyaksha, aprameya brahma, the karana, has to be understood. That is the only way to understand. Because my life is all I know. And from that, what I know, I have to understand what I don't know. That is how the process is. That is why Shankaracharya in somewhere else, maybe here, I don't know, in Kathopanishad, he says, Atma Prakashana. What is the purpose of all life experiences? Atma Prakashanaya is. It is meant for understanding what Atma is. In one word, he says that. So, that's the thinking here. And so, it's like, it's true with anything, right? Swamiji said, if you studied the works of Sureshwaracharya, the greatness of the works of Sureshwaracharya, then you will know how great Shankaracharya is. Sureshwaracharya is a Shishya, of who was given the authority of the Sringeri Matha. And so if you know the greatness of Sureshwaracharya, you will know the greatness of Shankaracharya. If you know the greatness of Shankaracharya, you will know the greatness of Govinda Bhagavat Pada. If you know the greatness of Govinda Bhagavat Pada, you will know the greatness of Gaudapada. So like that it is. So like that, in this mantra, that Karya Jnanena, Stula Avadharanena, Moola Avadharanena, Karya Jnanena, Karana Jnanam Bhavati. That's the process here. So there is a story, Chandogya. Chandogya Upanishad, father is constantly debating with the son. And father he becomes a teacher, Uddalaka is a teacher, father. And then Swetaketu is the son. And father sometimes this is typical psychology between parents and children. Parents will get upset when the children don't follow. I think no parent is immune to that. Shouting and all that happens. But here, I don't think in the Upanishad there is no shouting mentioned. Just parent is a bit puzzled. What is this guy is coming from a Veda Patashala and he's acting tough as though he has figured out everything. Let's check him out. And so like that, the father is here. And so the father says, hey, get me a glass of salt water. Taste the top. Want to taste the top of the cup. How does it taste? It's salty. Take a little, in a spoon, take to the middle of the glass and then tell me how it tastes. It is salty. What about the bottom of the cup? So it's salty. Oh, that means everywhere salt is there. You can't see salt, but salt is very much there. Like that, a small little story is there. And then there is also a story of this Nyagrodha tree. Nyagrodha means one of the fig. If you look at the fig trees, not date, but other fig trees, if you see the fig, you will have lot of seeds in it. There is not one seed. Small seeds will be there. He says, get that seed. Nyagrodha phalam get the fruit of that tree, Nyagrodha tree. And then he says, okay, break it. Bindi, he says, bindi. Bindi means break it. What do you see? I see flesh and I see a lot of seeds. You see a lot of seeds, right? Tree has come from this seed. Okay, take one little seed and then break it. Bindi, iti. And then he breaks it, it seems. Then what do you see? You don't see anything. Because the seed itself is very minute. It's unbelievable. It is. What an example. And it's minute. I don't see anything. Yeah, so like that, Brahma is like that. The unseeable, aprameyam Brahma is what is being talked about. All right, let's chant this mantra. ऊर्ध्वमूलो वाक्शाखः
ऊर्ध्वमूलो वाक्शाखवा
येषोऽश्वत्थः सनातनः
एषो श्वस्तः सनातनः
तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्म
तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्म
तदेवामृतमुच्यते
तदेवामृतमुच्यते
तस्मिन् लोकाः श्रिताः सर्वे
तस्मिल्लोकाः श्रिताः सर्वे
तदु नात्येति कश्चन
तद् नात्येति कश्चन
एतद्वै तत्.
एतद्वै तत्.
Yeah, so this is the mantra. And so there, urdhvamulam adashakam ashwattam prahurabhyayam chandamsi yasya parnani yastam vedasa vedam. Then adhaschorvam, etc. is there. So it's not identical, but it's got from this mantra. Like the najayate mriyate. Najayate mriyate va kadachit there. Here, najayate mriyate va pipaschit nayam Manayam kutaschinna bhabuva kaschit, like that it comes here. So, like that we have this mantra here. Urdhvamulaha avakshakaha yeshaha ashvattaha. That tree is being described here. Is being invoked, not described. Yeah. The description of the tree is there. Ashvattha. Ashvattha vriksha, we saw that in the 15th chapter when we discussed. It is that people tree. Banyan tree is there, but people tree here. Similar family, but people tree. Because banyan tree is difficult to figure out what the stem is. But people tree is as vast as the banyan tree. People, religious, the Ficus religiosa, that is the name of the Latin name of this tree. That banyan tree is Ficus indica, Latin name. Here Ficus religiosa. So that people tree, pipalam, okay? And we saw all the similarities between that tree and the samsara there. Vastness, we don't know where it starts. Root, you can't figure out where it is. It's so vast. It is supporting the lives of so many jivas. Birds are building nests all over. All kinds of the entire ecosystem is there in this tree. All these things we saw. And you can never find the cause of this thing. You can never say, well, what is the cause? The cause is seed. What caused the seed? The tree. What caused the tree? The seed. Like this, if you keep on inquiring, it goes on and on forever. Jivatvam also, the jiva's life also is like that. Samsara is also like that. You can never find the cause of samsara. Still, there is a root cause, which is what he's talking about here. Tan Thula avadharanena moola avadharanam bhavati. Okay, all that we saw there in that shloka. So that is why this tree is used as an example. Okay, and if you look at this Bhaashyam is somewhat long. It's some longer than the usual commentaries, right? And so we'll see why this Bhaashyam is long also. Okay, so Yeshaha Ashwathaha, this tree, Ashwatha tree, which is eternal, which is Nityam. Can samsara be Nityam? I thought only Brahma is Nityam, Atma is Nityam. Yeah, there are two kinds of Nityatvam. One is Atma, which is Ajo Nitya Shashvatoyam Purana, Na Hanyate Hanyamane Sharire, unchangingly Nityam. Then there is something that is changingly eternal, changingly Nityam. What is that? Like the river, like Ganga. Ganga is constantly flowing. You can't see the same drop of water at the same place again. Gone. Okay. But still it's been flowing for ages and it will continue to flow for ages. It has got what is called Pravaha Nityatvam. Pravaha Nityatvam. Okay. So this samsara is also like that. Pravaha Nityatvam is there for the samsara. So this like the Ashwatha tree. And Urdhva Molaha. Urdhva Molaha means what? A tree which has its roots on top. Yama wants us to not only think of this Ashwatha tree whose roots are actually down below, but he's saying invert it. You just mentally invert this tree. Why should I invert this tree? Because I'm going to highlight to you the root of this tree. We are after the root of this tree, and the root is Brahma. And I don't like to put Brahma below the tree. I want the Brahma to be above. Because Brahma is Aprameyam, it is Svaprakasham, it is Parameshwara. Why put Parameshwara down? We put Parameshwara up. That is only reason Urdhva Moolam. We saw that last time there also in the Bhagavad Gita, right? Therefore, it is a figurative Urdhvam, not spatial Urdhvam. Roots are not on top, roots are at the bottom only. And so, but Urdhva Moolam. Then just invert the tree. Okay? All right, because that root is invisible. What is Pratyaksham? Root is invisible even otherwise. But now, to highlight Brahma, you invert the whole tree. Urdhva. So this samsara vriksha is something whose root is on top. That is the meaning of Urdhva Moolam. Okay. Avakshakaha. So all the branches are all down below. Branches are down below. Yeshaha Ashwataha Sanatanaha. We saw that Sanatanaha means Pravaha Nityatvam, eternal. Eternal, you just can't find the root. You can't keep on tracing back. Tracing back will not get you anywhere. Okay. Sanatana. Then Tadeva Shukram Tad Brahma. Does it ring a bell? Tadeva Shukram Tad Brahma. Taduna Tad Brahma Tadevamritam Uchyate. You have to go back few pages. 228. Go to 228. So if you go to 228, you will find that Yesh Ya Esha Sukteshu Jagati Kamam Kamam Purusho Nirmimanaha. तदेव शुक्रम तद ब्रह्म तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकाः श्रिताः सर्वे तदुनात्येति कश्चन एतद् वै तत्. So that entire latter portion of this mantra was already mentioned previously by Yamadharmaraja. So what is the meaning there? Tadeva shukram tad brahma. Hey, that moolam is Brahma. Tadeva shukram, pure Brahma, untainted Brahma. That moolam, that samsara whose root is the moolam, whose moolam is there above, that moolam is Brahma. Okay. And then Tadeva Amritam Uchyate, it's also called Amritam, really eternal, imperishable, Avinashi. Okay. Tasmin Lokaha Shritaha, in that Brahma only all worlds, not just this Bhuloka, but all Chatur, Dasha Bhuvanani, all lokas are resting on. That Brahma is the basis of all lokas. Okay. All lokas are mithya, Brahma is Satyam. Tasmin lokaha shritaha, sarve lokaha shritaha, tadunatyeti kaschana. There is nothing in this universe that is away from Brahma. There is nothing in the universe that exists independent of Brahma. That is the meaning of that one. Etad vaitat. Hey, Nachiketa, this is what you asked. This indeed is that which you asked. That is the gist of this one. Okay. So let's read the Bhaashyam. So that's why this tree, you look at this tree, look at this culture. That's why this culture we have to understand. Vedanta we will understand, no doubt. But the culture that embodies this wisdom is all there. Bodhi tree. A Bodhi tree is this Ashwatha Vriksha only. So we have to appreciate all this. Wherever there is a tree like this, they will do a production of the tree. Some kind of worship will be going on. People don't know what this is, nothing they will know. But you will know what it is. And so that's how grand it is. All right, let's read the Bhaashyam. ऊर्ध्वमूलः
ऊर्ध्वमूलः
ऊर्ध्वं मूलं यत्
ऊर्ध्वं मूलं यत्
तद्विष्णोः
तद्विष्णोः
परमं पदम् अस्य इति.
परमं पदम् अस्य इति
सः अयम् अव्यक्तादि
सः अयम् अव्यक्तादि
स्थावरान्तः
स्थावरान्तः
संसारवृक्षः
संसारवृक्षः
ऊर्ध्वमूलः.
ऊर्ध्वमूलः.
Yeah. So he's explaining the word urdhva
Guruji,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the notes, there is Akroshan Tadan Haha.
Yeah. So there is akroshena and all. There's a big sentence there. You
Yes.
can just ignore, put it in brackets and leave it aside. We're not going to talk about it. All right. Urdhva the first word is being described by Shankaracharya. What did we say Urdhva was? A. The whole thing is describing the samsara vrikshaha ashwatta. Ashwattaha urdhva Ashwatta is a tree, the tree of samsara, whose base Moolam is above. Whose base is above? Means invisible ityartha. That Brahma, which is the base of this Ashwatha tree, which is the sustainer of the Ashwatha tree, which is the cause of the Ashwatha tree, is above. That is the way to understand Urdhva Mulaha. So now let's see the Bhaashyam. Okay? Urdhvam Moolam Yat Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam Asya Iti Saha Ayam Apyaktadi Stavarantaha Samsara Vrikshaha Urdhva Mulaha. Alright. Urdhva Mulaha is equal to Samsara Vrikshaha. Samsara Vrikshaha. He didn't bring the word Ashwatha yet, I think. There is it there? No, it's not there. Yeah. Samsara Vrikshaha. This tree, you understand Ashwatha tree, but think of that as symbolizing the Samsara Vriksha. Samsara Vriksha is what we are after. So, Samsara Vriksha, which is Urdhva Mulaha. What is the meaning of Urdhva Mulaha? Urdhvam Moolam Yat. Hey, the root, whose root is on top, Urdhvam. Yat, whose root is on top. And what kind of root is this you're talking about? Can you explain that? Yes. Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam Asya. So Urdhvam Moolam Asya. Asya means of this Samsara Vrikshaha. Of this Ashwatha, which is Samsara Vrikshaha. Asya means what? Samsara Vrikshasya. Of this tree of Samsara, whose root is on top. And what is that root? Vishnoho Paramam Padam. Suddenly Shankaracharya is bringing Vishnoho Paramam Padam. Did we see this in the Kathopanishad? Yeah. So we saw it somewhere. So Vijnana Saratihi Yastu, etc. comes. Okay. And 139. Look up 139. Okay. 139. Vijnana Saratihi Yahatu Manah Pragrahavan Naraha. So you may have to go back to your other notebook. Right? Sodhvanah Paramapnoti Tad Vishno Paramam Padam. Like that. Yama had said. So Paramam Padam, Vishnoho Paramam Padam. I should not take it literally. There is somebody called Vishnu and his Padam is out there, Vaikuntha. Like that we should not take. Oh, Paramam Padam. That infinite nature of Vishnu, that all-pervasive nature of Vishnu. Okay, that is the way to look at it. We saw that last time. Okay, where he had said what? Bhaashyam, Tad Vishnoho Vyapanashilasya, of the nature of all pervasiveness. Vyapanashilasya Brahmanaha. Vishnoho means take it as Brahma. Okay, don't take it as a person with Shanka, Chakra and all that. Brahmanaha, Paramatmanaha, Vasudevakhyasya, also called as Vasudeva. Like that he is. Paramam means Prakrishtam, most exalted. Padam, Sthanam, Tatatvam, etc. He had explained that. Okay. So that Vishnoho Paramam Padam, which is the moolam here that we are looking for. Okay. Asya Samsara Vrikshasya iti Saha Ayam, that Saha. Saha Ayam Samsara Vrikshaha Avyaktadi Stavarantaha. Okay. This Samsara Vriksha, can you explain it? Okay, tree I can understand, but what about Samsara Vriksha? Okay, yeah. Avyaktadi Stavarantaha. Starting from Avyakta all the way to any small plant, any blade of grass. This is a typical usage in Vedanta. Brahmandadi Stavarantam. Sometimes they say Brahmanda. Brahmanda means Hiranya Garbha. These Samashti Sukshma Sharira Abhimani Hiranya Garbha, care of Tattva Bodha. Okay. And that living being, who is the most worshipful living being means, if you ask, Hey, before all jivas were born, jivas are all vyashti. Vyashti means microcosm. What about macrocosm? If you ask, that is called Hiranyagarbha. Okay, that is here also are avyakta. Avyakta is Maya. Maya, you can use any word. Parameshwara. All these words are all there. So that macrocosmic being, all the way from the macrocosmic being to the microcosmic being, here referred to by the word Stavara. Stavara, a small thing that you can see, a kida, small insect, or a small plant, whatever, that's visible to the eye, you know. You even say anu and all, okay, atoms and all you can say, but here refer to a small thing compared to a big thing. Stavara, a blade of grass, okay. This how far this samsara vriksha extends. That is the nature of this samsara vriksha. Don't just say, I am this samsara. I am this samsara is okay, but samsara is vast. Okay? And that is the vastness of this samsara vriksha. Urdhvamulaha. That is how he is defining urdhvamulaha. What is urdhvamulaha finally? Urdhvamulaha is that samsara vriksha whose root is the invisible Brahma on top, which is Vishnoho Paramam Padam. So Urdhva Mulaha refers to Samsara Vriksha. Why Samsara Vriksha is called Urdhva Mulaha? Because Samsara Vriksha, which is vast, Avyaktadi Stavarantaha Samsara Vriksha is vast. Okay, the tree is there, but remember, tree is symbolic of this Samsara Vriksha. And he's going to explain why it is symbolic. The symbolism is going to come later. Okay, and that samsara vriksha is urdhva mulaha because we are actually after the root, after the cause of this samsara vriksha, and that root is urdhvam, is on top, quote unquote top, not literally top because it's invisible, it is sukshmam, it is brahma. Okay. And what did he say here? That Vishnoho Paramam Padam is the moolam we are after. Okay. And so that is urdhva. That is the meaning of the word urdhva. Okay, let's read this one, the next two words, and then we'll finish. This is good. Vrikshascha,
वृक्षश्च
vraschanat.
वृश्चनात् वृश्चनात्.
Okay, so here it says vraschanat. I think in your notebook it says vinashwaratvat. Vinashwaratvat, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
It says both.
Both is there. Vrikshascha vrishchanat vinashvaratvat.
Okay,
All
we'll
the
just
three.
yeah, it is there. Very good. All right. So why do you call the samsara as a vriksha, as a tree? Can you give me some insights? You must have some meaning. Otherwise, I know you won't say things just like that. Yeah, correct. Thankfully, you asked that question, and that is because vriksha itself, if you analyze the word, it is called as vriksha because vrashchanat. Vrash means to cut, to be chopped, to be uprooted. That which can be uprooted is called a tree. That is a definition of the word vriksha. And we never knew that. And now Shankara is saying he is going to use that meaning. And that is why this tree is called vriksha. By the way, this mantra, there is, if you look at carefully, look at the mantra, the word vriksha doesn't come. Shraddha only he says. Shraddha is a vriksha, Shraddha vriksha. And in the Bhaashyam only he is saying vriksha. Just a note. Okay. And so he says vriksha. I'm not arbitrarily using the word vriksha. I'm using it very intentionally because here we are talking about uprooting the samsara by going at the root. Okay. And so that's why I'm going to call this Ashwatha as a vriksha. Praschanat, because of its nature of being uprootable, if I can use that word. Cuttable, because of its being like that. That which is uprootable is called a tree. Like that is say. Okay. And then we'll see, we continue in the next class. And next, if you look at this Bhaashyam, it doesn't look as though he's explaining the Bhaashyam, the Moolam. If you look at the Moolam word, only towards the end it comes, Yeshaha, Ashwataha, comes later. But prior to that, he is writing a lot. What is he writing? He is giving all the reasons why the samsara is likened to a Ashwatha tree. All the similarities. The more the similarity, the better the example. That is why he's saying this example is too good. I am not going to give up the opportunity to tell you all the similarities between samsara and Ashwatha. We'll come to that in the next class. Okay. All right, we conclude. Om Apadamapahataram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.